How do you feel about that? as she finishes her wine. How do you feel about what he's talking about?
Dear black men, stop trying to tell black women to settle.
Ooh, settle.
That's what I'm going to say.
Wow.
We don't need to have men telling us that we need to just settle because the man loves you, because he can do this. Yes, it is a possibility. And yes, these things can happen. But why is it that the black woman has to be told that she needs to settle? Why is it us? Why did Tyler Perry, who makes all these movies about all these raggedy ass men in his movies, now you want to sit here and tell the women who support you, who come to your movies, who've been coming to your plays and all this stuff, why you got to tell us that we have to settle? Why?
It's so that you look at identifying that a person has. I think what he's saying is
he's telling
if you you find a person that feels deeply for you and want to provide for you in the best way that they can, that you shouldn't just walk away from him because he doesn't make enough. He doesn't make more money.
And I understand that, but at the end of it, if you hear the end of what he's saying about the list, that if you got your little list and he got to do this, basically he's saying don't have standards. That's as a woman, that's what I'm hearing him try to man talk me into settling by telling me your list, talk. Your little list ain't that important. It's not realistic. Go on ahead with your little list. So because you're never gonna get it.
Do you think that it does exist that women have unrealistic lists that they decide they die on that hill?
I think that black women in particular, here we are again with black women, we always gotta just be handed whatever. We're supposed to take it.
You're not answering my question. Do you think that black women do, because we're speaking of black women because this is our culture. I don't know what the fuck white people are doing.
I'm a black woman.
What Asian women are doing. I have no clue what they're doing.
There is nothing wrong with having a list.
And I'm just asking you that, do you think that a lot of times, let's be very specific, that a lot of times that black women create unrealistic lists that they are willing to, and they end up dying on that hill?
I don't know about dying on the hill. I think that
meaning they end up single for the rest of their lives or shit.
Because no
one could fit the list.
Because there are women who do find what they want on
the list. Of course.
And even after waiting for a while, and it may come later. I think that sometimes, yes, there are unrealistic expectations because every man is not 6'2". Right. And every man who's 6'2" doesn't make six figures.
And not every man under 6'2" doesn't know how to love you.
Exactly. Okay.
Or provide.
Now, but my statement goes back literally to just what he said.
Yeah.
And it sounds like to me, he's telling us that we need to settle. That's it. That we can't have a wish list. We can't want for things. That we should just take the man who loves us, and so what if he doesn't make enough or whatever, we should take him because he loves us. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But why is it always the black woman who's being told that she has to settle?
Well, in this particular, that's interesting. I don't know if he was saying, I didn't take it that way, but I understand you take it away.
Because you're a man.
I am a black man, and I think I know who he's talking to. I think he's talking to the woman that Kevin Samuels was talking to. You're a woman. You might be successful in your own right? You're a successful woman. You have like this list that if this man doesn't meet everything on that list, then he's out the window, and you're single, and you're having a hard time finding a man because you're living and dying by the list.
I would just say that Kevin Samuels is a bad example to use as a point of, because he was an ass. Okay, may he rest in peace, and I don't like speaking ill of the dead, but he was spreading this kind of divisive anti-woman thing a lot of times.
I was talking more about the woman that he was talking to, opposed to him.
He was rating women and all that shit. But okay.
I mean, we gotta be able to talk about what it's just because you didn't like his character and whatnot.
I didn't like his approach. But it just feels like, yes,
You know,
women have lists. Yes, women have lists. Yes, sometimes you gotta adjust.
And men have lists sometimes too.
Men have lists too. So why aren't men getting told to change their lists? Why aren't men being told you should accept that woman if she don't make da 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 da? Or men, if she does make twice as much as you know, you have to respect her, and you might have to humble yourself a little bit in the situation. Like, it's always directed at the black woman.
You don't think there's anybody out there telling men that they need to you know, not be so picky with whatever, or you know, telling black men that they shouldn't be dating outside of their race and shit like that? Like, that's not being said to black men.
A little. Yes.
Okay, all right, because I'm pretty sure it's out there.
I mean, black women are being told not to date outside their race as well. The minute we do it, it's a my gosh.
We live in the age of the internet.
Yes.
Everyone always had an opinion, but
Yes.
now everyone has a voice. Everyone has a voice.
Right.
Right. And everybody seems to think that they know what everyone else should be doing in order to find happiness.
Yes.
and here we are on a podcast. We just here to talk about it.
Yes.
Right. So none of it, at the end of the day, every person is an individual. Right.
Yeah.
So look inside before you start looking outside.
Right.
Right. For your happiness.
Right.
And when you look inside, you find out what makes you happy. Then you're more likely to find a person that can complement that, and then you guys can be happy together.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, Oprah's
Like,
fine.
if you really boil down.
Oprah's fine with Stedman. I get it.
Right, right.
It's fine.
That's what I said
It
to you
works.
in the
Yeah.
when I responded. I
But
was like, well,
notice-
Oprah got Stedman.
She ain't marry him. You know this. Never got married, and she's good. She's gonna stay where they're
And they're both fine with that.
and they're both fine with that. They didn't need to solidify it with
They might be married.
and they might be secretly married. We
Yeah.
don't know, but I don't think so, because Oprah is an Aquarius and she's got her ways about her, and she ain't gonna do it.
No?
So, but it's just very frustrating, because it always feels like the black woman is always the target, and it's always like a man telling us what we need to be doing, and it's just like, okay, I get it. People have lists. Sometimes the lists are, like I said, every man ain't 6 foot, and every man is not.
Why you pointing at me? Saying
No,
that
I'm
every
just
man ain't
saying.
6 foot?
No.
Why you got pointing at me when you
Baby,
said that?
stop. But we are tired of being told, being mansplained by everybody. Like, let us have our list, and if we end up not getting married, then we just end up not getting married. And of all the men to be mansplaining us, Tyler Perry is mansplaining us right now. Are you serious? I hate to be like that. I hate to be like that. But I'm gonna say that for black women. Like, give us a break.
So you tired of the commentary about black women in general?
Hell yeah.
Specifically coming from men.
It's especially coming from men.
Because
just
what
like
if,
us saying that we feel like we're not protected, and all these men up here, well, I don't understand what they're talking about. They can't possibly not feel not protected. They're protected. We protect them. I protect my this, not protect my that. But it doesn't change the fact that women still don't feel protected.
Well, it changed. The disagreement is that the fact that women don't feel protected in on a large scale, black women don't feel protected. I think that's the disagreement.
Okay.
But back to Tyler. What if he's speaking for the men? What if he's speaking for the men who can't get whatever they might want because these women have these lists and they're like, you don't fit the list. I'm a hardworking man. I do this. I got my CDL. I got 3 trucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I'm getting money, whatever. But because I don't, I make $250,000 a year, but she wants somebody who make $500,000 a year, or she wants a lawyer. And these women out here, I'm getting shot down because these women have this standard. And I guess I'm 5'9.5".
Try and try again. Till you find somebody. Okay. You try and try again. I don't know what to tell you, baby. Beloved. I don't know
beloved.
I don't know what to tell you,
You
beloved.
start talking down to dudes now.
I'm not
beloved.
talking down, but I just feel like black women, first, nobody wants to marry us. First, we got too many. Next, we got too many degrees. Next, we make too much money. Next, we all owning houses and we owning properties and luxury vehicles and all of this, and we're doing the most. And no man is gonna want you, and nothing's gonna keep you warm at night. That house and those luxury cars not gonna keep you warm at night.
Are you mocking the stuff that I've said in the past?
No, I'm talking about people men say this shit.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is wrong with us having desires just like y'all do and saying, you know what, I'm going to wait until I get what I really want, because maybe I settled for less than what I wanted and I was unhappy.
Maybe so. Yeah, that could happen.
You know?
That could happen.
Maybe I gave that brother a chance who had his CDL and 2 trucks, and he was on the road sleeping with women in other cities.
Oh man. Come on, man.
I'm just saying though, but I mean, it's just like we get told we got too many degrees, we're too successful, our lists are unrealistic, we want too much. Like, come on. I don't know what the other races are doing, but I know that them women be expecting the men to come correct and take care of them. And if they don't want to work, they're going to stay their ass at home and take care of them kids. And he going to go out there and do what he got to do to make sure she stays her ass at home and goes to soccer meetings.
Well, he don't really got to go out there and do what he got to do to make sure. When you have a 400-year head start, you have enough time to build up enough wealth to be able to just have that as an option really quick and early.
I'm glad you said that, because we have a 400-year history of being degraded, downtrodden, beaten upon, mishandled, abused, these things. Black people, and especially black women. You know, we've been used, we've been sexualized, we've been enslaved just like the men, but we've had to endure the sexual misconduct. And then we're getting told that because we're now educated and financially set and all these things, that we shouldn't want for more.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way. That's what he was saying. That's crazy. If he was saying that, then that's why I wasn't making any kind of argument.
Well, that's just how I took it, but it was just a snippet, and
yeah, just a snippet.
Maybe I'm just on my black woman soapbox today. I don't know.
I mean, black woman delegation. They sent you some coupons in the mail or something. Target.
Black woman
Did they? You know what I'm saying? You getting a discount?
How I feel about my coupons.
I know. Listen, they like listen. You see your little podcast with your little husband. And if we want to stir things up a little bit, here goes some coupons, boo boo.
You and your black woman delegation stuff. Oh my God.